Hi, I'm Noah. I'm a stay-at-home dad with twins. Remember a few months ago I mentioned that we were out at the Hollywood Farmers Market and we passed by Natalie Portman and she looked through the stroller and saw the twins and made an "ooh, how cute" sound. Might have noticed that a few weeks later she was apparently so inspired by how cute our twins were that she got pregnant herself. Look, all I'm saying is I am responsible for Natalie Portman's pregnancy. Hello all. It is feeding time for the boys here. We're having beautiful weather out here in Southern California. I know that all my friends in the East Coast and the Midwest are digging out under mountains of snow, but here I am in my short sleeves feeding my babies in my backyard. It's pretty nice. Now, I almost always start with the milk before we get to the solid food. This is expressed milk. It's not formula. This is the real stuff. Because the babies refuse to eat solid food right away. They like to have a little warm-up appetizer of mommy milk. All right, so baby A has finished his bottle and he's ready for some solids. Oh, come on, bud. Today's lunch is a combination of an oat porridge and pears. Now, oat porridge is not the same as oatmeal because you grind up the oats very fine. We use a coffee grinder, actually, to do it, which is a pretty handy trick. I gotta say, Amanda makes all the baby food herself. I just serve. In general, the grains we serve them, the oats, the oat porridge, and the rice porridge, have not been huge hits. They tend to like the fruits and vegetables much more. Baby A is usually my best eater. Baby B is not as into the solid foods as his brother is, but some meals are better than others. My mother tells me that I was not a good eater when I was a kid, though clearly, as you can tell from looking at me, I got a lot better at it. So I have high hopes for Baby B. But I'm not here just to tell you about food and babies eating food. I have an actual story I want to relate. You know how kids love to hear stories about themselves? Well, really, with a few exceptions, there have not been all that many stories that have happened to us that we can tell the babies later on when they get a little bit older. But one happened yesterday. So yesterday was a great day. Like today, it was warm and sunny. We ate lunch outside yesterday, which was great. We all went to the park with the dog, which was great. So I was ready to chalk it up as one of the really, really good days. Then, around 5:40, which is the end of the day, Amanda's train usually gets in around 6:05 or 6:15. So we go pick her up, and then we come home and we start the wind-down bedtime ritual. So I was getting the house ready for Amanda, and I realized that I had not yet put our latest Netflix back in the mail to go out. So I went out the door. I left the babies playing on a mat in the living room, figuring I would be back in just a moment. Closed the screen door behind me, put the envelope in the mailbox. The dog came with me, by the way. It's worth pointing out that the mailbox is only about 10 feet away from our door. Got back, I realized the screen door had locked behind me, and I didn't have my key. So yes, I had just locked myself out of the house with my babies locked inside. So, okay, this is not exactly good parenting. I felt really bad about this, and I panicked, tried to find a way I could get in, so see if maybe I left the back door open. I hadn't. See if maybe there was a window open. There wasn't. But Baby B, you're a champion eater at this meal. It's like you're trying to make a liar out of me. While Baby A, you don't seem hungry at all. Oh. You're undermining my premise. Now, we used to keep a spare key hidden somewhere. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you where. We don't anymore because we had a break-in summer of '09, and we suddenly got a lot more cautious about stuff like that. But maybe we should start it. Luckily, my brother has a key to our house, and he lives only about 20 minutes away in Sherman Oaks. So I called my brother Abe, gave him the news. He immediately hopped in the car and drove down as fast as he could. But still, there was 20 minutes there. Now, as I said, it was just the screen door that was locked. The door was actually open, so I could see inside, and I could see the babies playing there on the mat together. Baby B was sitting up. They can sit up by themselves now. They're really good babies. but baby A was doing tummy time. Now, like I said, they're sitting up. They can't get into a sitting position by themselves, and they can't get out of one either. So sit-up time either ends with me moving them, one of us picking them up and moving them, or them falling down forwards or backwards and crying. So inevitably, during this 20-minute wait, of course, baby B fell over and started crying. And then baby A started crying. That was about 5 minutes into this wait, as I said. So I had to spend the next 15 minutes, 15 very long minutes, standing outside, me and the dog, looking in at my two babies, getting increasingly upset, screaming louder and louder and louder, not understanding why I wasn't coming to help them out, not understanding why I wasn't picking them up. I tried to distract them by banging on a screen door and talking to them, but you can't exactly reason with a screaming not quite 7-month-old, let alone 2. But Abe came quickly, and we got the door open, and everything was fine, and, no harm done. But it was a pretty harrowing time for a young and inexperienced father. But it occurred to me then, and then I discussed this with my father on the phone today, that this will be the story that I tell them. This will be one of the presumably many stories. I certainly hope it'll be the only one that involves parental neglect. But I'll tell the babies, when they're a little bit older, about this time and how scary it was for me and how it was no fun for them. So maybe when I tell this story, years from now, I'll embellish it a little bit. And maybe, while the babies are in the house, they'll be throwing a wild party, or cooking a gourmet meal, or getting on the phone and ordering lots of pizzas, or fighting off some intruders, or something like that. I think they'll enjoy that part. Baby A is just not interested in eating at all right now. It's not like it. Sometimes it seems like that's what life's all about. Just, gathering the stories that you'll tell when you get older, or that you'll tell to your kids when they get older. I imagine there'll be a lot more to come. And with luck, these won't also be the same stories that they'll be telling to psychiatrists years from now. Bye.